The game initiates in City Hall, where security is... Well, I can safely deduce he isn't anything anymore, getting charged with felonious lacking as Team Fortress 2 cosplayers stealthily trigger the alarm before quickly attempting to break in and secure the famed banana duct tape artwork before the entire National Guard descends upon their location to protect the most famed artwork since the Austrians is back in the 1920s. I like to call it Minecraft. Jameson is furious as there's no believable way he can shoulder the blame onto Spider-Man for this death before seeing an accurate depiction of the heart rate of someone who fumbled a bad bitch. Yes, including the explosion of the heart shortly afterwards, which was quite the spectacle. They begin reconsidering their illegal actions, giving out stories of the Dark Knight and how he sent 3 children off in an ambulance for selling lemonade without the proper permits.
Hey, you ever seen him?
Yeah, Gotham Zoo.
Okay. That's pretty good, detracting from Batman's pristine reputation as the severer of limbs. Batman can't handle this level of disrespect, escaping the zoo and... Holy shit. Look at the jawline on that guy, most definitely an average TCLR. Cutting to Alfred informing Bruce that he can't keep going. No mortal body can withstand this many dominatrixes at once.
I have to. No one else will. Just make you a target. Yeah, but that's the point. Let them come.
The menstruating Fallout New Vegas Rangers are left aghast someone broke in and eliminated one of their own, emptying their bowels at the thought of their critical miscalculation. They start searching individually, a critical mistake as their homophobia prevented them from utilizing the proper technique of butt-to-butt interaction, and in their predicament, Batman leaves them all in various stages of violation before they finally realize Pride Month isn't so bad after all, but Batman is prepared, sending in the anime convention in a can, a truly lethal act of malicious intent.
I know you're trying to create a myth,
Doms will live in a permanent state of fear by the time I'm finished with them.
but be careful you don't turn into a monster. Sometimes you need a monster.
With bulletproof armor, the Rangers are no threat as I hit him with the stop drinking dad I want you back counterattack.
Didn't your mother teach you to knock?
Didn't the internet teach you the complications of lacking a father? But the dominatrix quickly avoids my tough questioning before the emotional damage reaches critical mass, getting snuck on as she leaves with an audiobook. After evading my grasps, I move to the stairs, evading arrest by quickly showcasing I'm not actually black and look like I'm in a school Frozen play flying through the air with a wire attached to my butthole.
Dummies are becoming afraid. So are the police.
It's a scare tactic, Al.
The dom is admiring her floppy disk, the last of its kind, a true relic until I arrive, urinating her pantsuit in pure terror.
Your reign of terror ends now, Joker.
I correct her in that I don't engage in furry fights as an enforcer of justice, but to exterminate every dom in Gothrak.
So that makes me, what, a villain?
Even worse, a furry. Frying her brain with that statement as her neurons fire incorrectly, producing a cringe line that makes me actually question if she is a furry. We get to cooking in some of the most mid choreography I've ever personally subjected my corneas to. Thought I was watching a Smosh skit again. Put me into this universe and my untrained kicks will look like they're traveling at Mach Jesus in comparison. You know, I was only kidding about the dominatrix. Despite my moment of fourth wall breaking shock, I still take the upper hand before bestowing infertility upon her, and various other injuries that I can only assume is gonna lock me up for 10 to 20 years, unless you have Chris Brown money, of course.
Here goes!
Hearing people kerfuffling on the roof and the word pantsuit, Jameson was sure this would be Spider-Man, but is left disappointed, telling them not to shoot else he lose this perfect scoop of two furries finally losing it as I finish off Catwoman, securing the floppy disk to be put back into the museum from whence it came. Speaking of came, the police officer got a little too excited watching the dom whip me and blasted, allowing Catwoman to escape. However, she's not the only dominatrix here. In a turn of events, it turns out that Batman with the suit, weapons, gadgets, is also a dom. It all makes perfect sense now. He's trying to secure a monopoly on the finest craft. Why didn't I think of that? This is just good old American capitalism at play here as he saves the dummy mommy in an attempt to get her to join my side, bolstering my ranks of whip wielders. However, she ruins my face before using my gadget to make her escape on Elon's California line. Wait a minute. Unfortunately, it's worse than I ever could have imagined. Gothrak is in California. Oh, the horror.
Homie? Oh, he blew shit over the
We cut back to Bruce Wayne. A much tougher fight, of course. Can't exactly abuse anyone physically with my image to think about. Stepping out into a party for Harvey Dent, the TCLR subscriber, who also claims to have cut Gotham's crime rate in half. Gonna have to build more prisons. Honestly, just cut out a state as a penal colony with those numbers. What state was this decrepit city left in before? Seriously, why does no one ever get prosecuted in Batman? Do they have Saul on speed dial? Were they making Yemen look like a game of laser tag before? With this impeccable talent of stopping Gothrak from sounding like Afghanistan, Harvey Dent proved that you can make the impossible happen by becoming an average TCLR subscriber. The immediate effects of subscribing give you Death Note-like abilities. Signing off a name ordains them to death by electric chair, to where even Gothraki criminals face justice, despite Gotham's prosecutor class and their complete lack of prosecuting effect, leaving me to conclude they believe that the bar exam was a game of limbo. By leaving a like and subscribing, you too can have the power to bring Pride Month to the Middle East, something not even corporations were able to accomplish in their billions, and two, more importantly, not miss out on future content. After delivering a cookie-cutter speech about saving democracy, the other side pleasures themselves to fascist memorabilia, all the right keywords. He calls me out for being late. Worried someone might figure out my alter ego as the dummy Doppler, I quickly rectify the situation by acting like a quiet nerd who wouldn't dare engage in the depths of sexual depravity. He sounds off on me for being late and how I'm the key figurehead for his campaign, breaking numerous labor laws in the process. Average activity for any American politician. They do yearn for the mines after all. I let him know I'm a professional at getting campaigns to succeed, quickly drinking copious amounts in preparation to utilize the dark arts by sacrificing my liver in order to do something stupid enough to go viral on Twitter.
Really, nigga?
I'm tasked with coming up for a campaign slogan.
All right. How about, put a dent in crime?
Okay, there's no way.
Look at you. It's not half bad.
Alright, I'm assuming our campaign's critical Achilles heel is lacking brain power, and let's hope the presidential debate doesn't include a spelling bee this election cycle. This dude just brought his entire wine cabinet. He's assuredly not going to be a critical component of our enemies later. Before thinking too hardly about it, I'm introduced to Zellerbach. Sounds like Zuckerberg escaped corruption charges to Germany or something. I get to cooking, promising massive tax cuts for the rich and the repealing of Gotham labor laws, especially child ones. Dent here will take care of all the criminals like unionists, communists, human rights activists, the whole spectrum. By the end of his first term, Gotham Mines is going to be filled with enough representation to make LGBT rallies look far right. Children, political prisoners, anti-revolutionaries, no one will be spared. After getting into the Bruce Wayne lore, everyone knows that at this point he suffers a panic attack 2 days a year and spends the rest of the time taking his anger out on litterers. We secure their support, and me and Harvey begin discussing which child labor laws will repeal first.
Well, hello.
Vicki Vale. Not interested. And reporter for the Gotham Gazette.
Call me Abe, cause I ain't linking with these hoes.
Well, you don't mind if I stay and ask a few questions, do you, Mr. Wayne?
Of course, I was just telling Harvey here how we need to protect our children from the streets and unethical business practices, bring Gotham back to its glory years, and tax the millionaires, making sure they pay their fair share. Now please, sit on my face. After informing her I would jump into an industrial-grade paper shredder if there was a chance she'd utilize my recycled remains as toilet paper, she wants an interview, but I only do off the record.
I was just hoping to see what makes Bruce Wayne tick.
You riding my face would certainly do it.
This is quite the social event, Mr. Wayne.
Oh please, call me Seat.
Well, Bruce, you've been going around pleasing everyone tonight.
Trust me, by the time I'm done tonight, you will be very disappointed.
How are you doing?
My underwear is currently struggling to contain the serpent.
Didn't think you were the type to get his hands dirty.
Only if your chocolate starfish is finger licking good. Okay, She claims I have something on my collar, but I assure her I was just with someone suffering from menorrhea is all before Alfred saves me from this risless predicament, proclaiming someone is here to see me.
Carmine Falcone?
Italian? I cannot believe the Harvey campaign is soliciting funds from an Italian.
Falcone's never been convicted of anything.
Not for long. Bro looks like he's gonna get hit with a flurry of groping allegations. Harvey is soliciting Falcone to get more votes. Well, I was kidding about the average politician. Between this and the dummy mommy whip and Vale's alley-oops, I'm starting to think I'm playing a re-release of the game made specifically for me. He warns me to play nice as we go up to Falcone, who says he wants to buy my house, but I make the claim he can't go band for band.
Mamma mia!
Everyone is staring at me. I knew it. She wasn't a reporter. After all, she was paparazzi. The tabloids are going to be filled to the brim. In between the different pills that make you lose 50 pounds within the hour, there's gonna be conclusion hopping like no tomorrow. Bruce Wayne shook Falcone's hand. Crime partnership. Is Bruce also Italian? Alfred sends us to a private room as Falcone thinks this is his house that TCLR subscriber stays. He wants me to engage in proper Italian tradition and suck his willioso, but I refuse, while also correcting him that they only do that with Germans.
I want peace. I want problems, always.
He claims he only partook in this gathering to make friends, one who will ensure the kids' yearning is heard, I presume. After my hesitation, he starts threatening me, claiming my father knew which foreskins to peel back, why I oughta. Before Alfred comes in, and the sheer aura he exhibits is more than enough to get Mario on the first Yoshi out of here.
Oh no!
Oh, and I'm no longer interested in buying the house.
Still haven't seen you do a money spread, you broke ass. We cut back to the Batcave, hiding my tickets from the time of the untimely demise of my parents while the news gives today's ops that were popped and babies trashed. As the news anchor calls out Hill for his acute lack of urban, I take the floppy disk and examine it, but it's encrypted as Alfred brings my Taily tea and dick riding. He asks if I secured the Dommy Mommy's clients to strengthen my monopoly on the industry, but I have to wait for it to decrypt first. He implores me to find another bored woman as our current sexism deflector got so drunk she almost fired a struggling single mother again. Alfred is thanked for saving Falcone's nose and claims my father would never deal with the likes of him. He notifies that I need to be careful lest a Sherlock wannabe figures out I'm Batman before handing me a card from the wine mart. 6 a.m.? You expect me to wake up at 5 just to get to the Spark? Who the hell do I look like? Hell nah, even if he was my best friend from preschool. Oh, you getting jumped? You need your boys? Sorry bro, notifications off till 8. My friend Oz fell into a life of crime, really method acting as King Von better than anyone ever could. He advises me to be careful as his family lost its wealth and the man is going to be tantalized with the prospect of my deep pockets, even though his spark is still looking immaculate. Holy cheeks! I walk around the headquarters of San Francisco's homeless population before I get mugged. These dudes brought a knife to a mugging in the United States of all places. Wayne would have pulled out the switch, 5 bullets in each of your bodies before using their corpses as a temporary resting place for my flabby scrotum. Oz arrives as we tag team to hit him with the cut an inch over my property, about to catch myself 2 bodies special. Hey, what do you know, they did have a gun. You know, should have started with that maybe. You don't gotta save the power up like this was Dragon Ball, you know. They escape crying after losing a fight to a British man as Oz protects my pristine reputation. Wouldn't want the masses to think I cut myself shaving, huh? We catch up as he apologizes for letting his ops run amok on his turf as we reminisce on back when this park was actually pristine and not filled with homeless men providing years worth of manure. After a tad hint of jealousy at how I'm still rich, get good scrub, he ensures I lack Italian heritage before threatening the mafia boss. The reason he brought me here is to ensure I stay nice and quiet while his revolution tears down my doors, breaks my windows, sleeps with my prostitutes, and grilling anyone who takes home 6 figures worth of pay before he goes to add to his growing rock collection. On Media Day, where we announce our opening of a new hospital that's gonna slap Arkham Asylum up the head, I arrive to the adoring paparazzi, smiling while imagining every single one of them is a Turk caught in Vlad the Impaler's turf. After making a haha just joking, unless Harvey gets to cooking about how great Arkham Asylum is and how we'll be able to hold so many political prisoners in here before giving me the spotlight. I get to a tear-jerking speech and... Don't you do it, Bruce, I do it. No.
We can put a dent in crime.
After my embarrassing act that could have torpedoed Harvey's entire campaign and his attempted damage control, I'm sure you all have many questions. Yes, Miss Vale, my face is still vacant.
With the opening of this new hospital, what does this mean for Arkham Asylum?
Well, we do have a lot of political opponents. We'll still find use for it somehow. Perhaps use it as a home for the lolly community, after some renovations, of course, based on a biblically accurate depiction of hell. They get to questioning me and Falcone's tabloid headline from last night, questioning my true heritage. They claim to have received evidence that my family is tied to the mob. Source?
Globe, the Gazette.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny Carvel?
We all did.
I ain't reading all that. Y'all have a good day now. Alfred informs me that the police are inside the manor, bolting back home with my switch on my hip, who said you could ransack my home.
This warrant.
That doesn't mean anything. I'm rich. He informs me it's nothing personal and that Mayor Hill signed the warrant. Oh no, he's trying to imprison us before we can retaliate with the same. The officers have no semblance of respect, destroying my framed photo as that perk we popped earlier that didn't do shit. It's starting to kick in. Vicki Vale shows up. I guess this is just everybody's house now. Oh, make yourself comfy. I can install velvet lining on my face if it suits you better. She gaslights me into giving a statement to clear my good family's name, telling me it is vital that I give a statement, and despite me remembering what happens to other YouTubers who have given certain statements in the past, perhaps after some frolicking and a certain forced in Japan, I do because I'm hoping this can lead somewhere, showcasing worse cognitive impairment than professional athletes when strippers get cooking. Now, what's wild is I wrote that last part before Zion Williamson's side hoe porn star or whatever wrote her pilot novel on how he spits in her mouth. My God. She graciously gives me support as I tell Alfred to, maybe lock the front door every once in a while. Wouldn't want my serene existence away from the common toils of the Gothraki mass to reach my estate. Harvey failed to inform me of the warrant, so I go to pay him a visit and see if he really did betray my trust. Harvey claims he didn't know this was coming, and he's probably right. I mean, I'm literally carrying his entire campaign on my back. I mean, I'm literally his only backer. I have his entire campaign by the balls. By the time he's elected, I'm going to be getting tax breaks on... Heck, at that point, he's just gonna have to end up giving me tax money instead. With all that's going on, I tell him to distance himself from me, but he refuses, and...
Sorry, I got a habit of being late.
No, just glad you made it.
Good heavens, losing my composure for a brief moment while simultaneously displaying a case of fecal incontinence. We exchange pleasantries as she moans in front of her man before quickly settling down and get to her mugging, where she lost a very important floppy disk, the last of its kind. So scarce, in fact, that between losing it or having to pee on a holographic first edition Charizard card, doing the latter is the more prudent option. So after that last zinger, I thought of an animation I saw before that would perfectly encapsulate what I was talking about. Just put like Charizard's head in front of the... well, I'm sure you can read the meme right now, and I have reached the depths of depravity when it comes to my YouTube career. I have to do this all the time. Honestly, okay, you know what? I don't really... I don't think the meme is necessary. Well, I'm sure whoever took it is long gone by now. Best not to think about it, dummy Selena. Harvey goes to make a call about my warrant as me and Selena get to business, staring at each other with sexual intent. In fact, I believe it to be necrophilic. As she opens up, all my gadgets make sense. I mean, I'm surprised no one else has figured it out, honestly. I mean, like, if you really start thinking about it, I'm probably one of like 3 or 4 people who could potentially be Batman. She requires the floppy disk for her corrupt clients, but she won't get me that easily. She relents on my request of giving me the address to go hand, in quotations, the disk to her client, as Harvey claims he's made some calls. Even though he said he couldn't make it, go away a few minutes ago. Lesson learned. If I ever need anything done, just bring a bad bitch to activate Oonga Boonga instincts. I tell them I ate at Burger King last night against my better judgment and excuse myself before arriving at the warehouse, finding a bloody mess that to the untrained eye would appear to be a shootout, but I know better. This was a cosplay orgy gone very wrong or a gore orgy gone very right. I inspect the scene and the only variants Telltale had to differentiate Batman from the other games, which turned out to be one of the more joyous decisions they've made. There appears to be a psychoactive nerve agent that'll have you looking like a gore-addicted sexual predator after injecting well above the daily recommended dose of testosterone. I find the Power Rangers along with cops and finally deduce that Falcone leaving a signature rose bros here sent a message. However, things took a turn for the worst after his ops heard of unattended babies that needed to be recycled and ran up on his block as a sniper hit the canister, activating the nerve agent, causing the cops to go feral on a mercenary before being told to look at the rabbits. Falcone's men escaped with their spoils as I deduced there to be one of 3 locations where the sniper could have set up shop. I find the sniper's location, knowing no gore enthusiast could go more than 2 shots without ejaculating to his toils, finding the sticky substance and tracking down the sniper.
My turn. My turn.
He claims nothing will make him squeal or
Great.
Your bones will.
I've broken tibias for jaywalking. You think I won't have you looking like a SpongeBob character? I quickly give him a taste of my scholarly side, giving him an in-depth anatomy lesson, teaching him about internal bleeding, where his ribs are located, before he starts telling everything. Catwoman didn't show with the information on the floppy disk, so they had to search each container to find their chemicals before declaring war on Gotham PD. I take his arm that I really want to break, but he tells me everything, claiming that's all he knows.
You'll never hold a gun steady again.
Yeah, I did that so we would never hold the gun steady again. Yeah, that's exactly my plan. Gordon arrives to this crime fuck as I give details about everything.
You have the right to remain silent.
Gordon?
I said silent! If you say another word, I will shoot you.
She knew? Yeah, don't worry about her. After the baffling attempt of the Crimson Chin's prodigy to bring me to heel, I tell Jameson about the nerve agent before making my escape as Alfred gets mad I nearly killed a man tonight. It was self-defense. The floppy disk is decrypted as we figure out that Hill had dirt on Falcone. Every receipt kept, crime exposed, picture with Epstein, all of it, as we have 2 options. Give this to Gordon or Vicki Vale. I give Vale everything as I know what canceling can do, especially with insurmountable proof that he committed at least 1 racially charged
Papada, Bupati, Despita, making up 10% of the population. They are. Mamma mia.
in there. She fears the consequences, but I'll protect you.
Chivalrous, but unnecessary. You're not Batman.
I could break your back like Batman after catching someone sagging their pants, revealing enough crack to justify his indecent exposure. After seeing her go with my face still vacant, Alfred gifts the location of Falcone as I change cars and get rolling as Batman. Man, could you imagine a hitchhiker was walking past, figuring out I'm Batman right then and there? At the Skyline Club, emboldened by my technological superiority, I scope out the premises, planning my attack, deducing that stealth will be ineffective due to the clapping of my dummy thick cheeks. I abuse the guards, scaring civilians in the process until Falcone comes out with the carbine as I'm forced to let his hooligans take the friendly fire.
There was a misinput, calm down! You calm the fuck down! There was a misinput!
Excellent way to save on a paycheck, though. He ends up with a batarang to the back and locks himself into his safe space. Using my EMP to fry his technology, I come up behind him, knocking him down and oh come on, I fried your tech! This is blasphemy! He places down his Borderlands turret, coming next week, before I send in my Apache attack helicopter to launch an airstrike, knocking him down and getting him to talk.
Joker.
He claims he has no idea why his calling card was left at the scene of the crime, but after he tried to kill me, that doesn't fly.
Joker.
He admits the chemicals were his, but someone cut him out of the deal because he didn't cause the gore show at the docks. The TV newsreel is here and he has to put up a front of him not snitching to make him look hard to his gangster brethren, kinda like when Jaw flexed that toy gun. So I decide to just arrest him. Man, I sure hope you don't fall. Hoo-wee, that is a giant fall. That is definitely splattering your brain material all across the pavement.
It's the Waynes. They're behind all this.
What do you mean?
You wanna save this city? Well, the Waynes are the biggest gangsters in Gotham.
Thanks for the assist. Now we only have to take one of you down. Open fire!
You know, you could have picked up that photo wouldn't want it to go into the wrong hands and ruin your reputation now, would you?
That's called foreshadowing.
The entire news cycle talks about how we got Falcone in 4K, but I'm more curious about my own family caught in 4K associating with the crime boss. The entire reason I did this is to ensure that innocents would never have to look at a dominatrix again, but it seems innocents didn't die that night, now did they, Alfred?
For record, your father despised men like Falcone.
Episode 2, we get to the shockingly surface-level imagery of Crime Alley, knowing that the only thing that could topple my father being a career criminal is if my mother had previously worked in the adult entertainment industry. I let loose on Alfred, but he counters with, they were billionaires. What did you expect? Mayor Hill was the corrupt politician, Falcone the muscle, and the Wayne name made it like a licensed brand. Think Nike legitimizing slave wages in third world countries in a form of a twisted triumvirate. Alfred claims he was about to leave the clutches of the third triumvirate right before my dad died. Okay, yeah, that's virtue signaling. I forgive him because, I mean, like he was the butler. What, you expect him to stop the third triumvirate himself? It does seem strange a common criminal killed my father, so I returned to that day, attempting to remember anything else in what I can only explain it to be as a deus ex machina ink of the highest caliber. Alfred says he was stabbed in prison. Oh, hell no, we got another Epstein on our hands. Now I'm certain there was something more to it than a routine gang robbery. Alfred says Thomas Wayne was a complicated, morally gray character who only stole, plundered, murdered out of love. My mom would always call up the theater to put on my favorite movie when You could do that? Is that what rich money does? Hey, I'm here to see the new Spider-Man movie. Sorry, bro. We're renting it out to the Wayne so they can rewatch the Pokemon movie again. After watching my father's guts spill out, I remember that.
Don't Falcone. He's making a mistake.
Before Mom gets shot and tells me nothing as the robber takes the pearls and is about to shoot me before going, you know, nah, he's just a kid. What, is he gonna grow up and forego therapy in favor of taking out his revenge on dominatrixes? After coming to this revelation, I return to Falcone in an attempt to secure Hey, fancy seeing you here, you sack of semen. You want another round? After flexing on the ops, Harvey tells me this could ruin his career, but I encourage him to trust me as this can in no way come back to bite us. Not as if the news has already led to believe I'm part of the mob, and would take me seeing Falcone after getting exposed the wrong way, right? Gordon is pissed I have the DA as my lapdog, but knows he's in danger of cops finding a felonious amount of crack in his car he's never seen before if he further pushes the issue. So he still lets me in to see Falcone before having the difficult job of getting the officer who despises Batman off my nuts. I suck my own cock as we all talk about how based and black-pilled Batman is as we arrive to Falcone's current abode before we get to the topic of women's rights.
Mamma mia!
Bruce Wayne?
He claims the mountain of evidence doesn't stand a chance when he's got the Spider-Verse as his lawyer team and drops a truth bomb of gargantuan proportions, notifying me of the fact we were one big happy family. One that murders each other, but they managed to run the city into the ground before the triumvirate could split apart. That's gotta count for something.
Morphine's on the side there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Give me a minute. Wait a sec. Listen here, you piece of shit. Tell me right now while you had him killed, else the Iron Lung is making a comeback. He sucks off my dad before claiming he didn't order the killing, and just as he gets to telling me about the time he almost gave a transgender's Beyond Meat dick a suckle. Sergeant Nutritis? I did not know varicose veins had the clinical side effect of activating the intent to kill hormone.
Get a doctor!
Oh yeah, for sure, that'll help. Let's not stop there. Bring me Dr. Carlos, the best of the best.
Whatever it was, it got you good.
The sergeant is in for questioning, but being a cop, she'll probably get off with a warning, slap on the bum, and a good work today, partner. Harvey is freaking out because instead of a crime boss brought to justice, we're gonna start a White Lives Matter. Okay, that's likely a triggered keyword for YouTube. I finish that sentence and I'm gonna be dragged behind a dumpster by a dude in a trench coat next time I leave the house. Let's see. Italian lives are very good.
Listen, we gotta get out in front of this. We gotta spin it as best we can.
There is nothing you can say to make this look good, my guy. Where you gonna go? Oh, she slipped and her clit hit the trigger. Very unfortunate, but hey, that's part of the job. Falcone's lawyers show up as the other two get to making sure the custom-made butt plugs that's gonna be fitted into our anuses in courts are of appropriate gut-rearranging size. And I discover an injection site as she hears me and tries to get out of this. What's going on? Oh man, I don't remember anything. The individual who injected her neck was talking about a revolution. Looks like he'd struggled to money spread George Washington and proclaimed this is for 1776. Oh god. It's Penguin! The lieutenant offers a warm shoulder to cry. Okay, wait, she is actually gonna get off scot-free. As I get at... Shit.
Me no hablo English.
She promises to keep my name out of it if I tell her. Nice try, but there's no...
A police sergeant, Renee Montoya.
I arrive at the Batcave and find the drug used to be the psychoactive nerve agent from last episode as Alfred gets to spitting.
It's ironic that Falcone died at the hands of someone drugged with his chemicals. Who'd have guessed that's how he'd meet his maker? Prone in his sickbed, surrounded by police who were ordered to protect him.
I deduce this drug is significantly more potent than the one on the docks. One whiff and you'll be spinning the block, concluding it's a liquid form of Percocets. With the information that Gobblecock has this dangerous weapon, I get to the map to triangulate a signal, locating him, spreading Falcone's ashes in his towel. Breaking and entering? That's one too many crimes. It's time Batman broke his bones. I get to Cobblepot in Falcone's office, but he reveals an ace up his sleeve. He's gobbler smacked. I care about Falcone after abusing him like a dominatrix on TV. Wait a minute. Quickly changing the subject, learning they have plans for Hill before finding Catwoman. I was gonna chase after them, but they leave behind Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy if he came in another Jolly Ranch flavor to take care of me. Dude's bones are made of pure titanium, shrugging off my attacks and using me as dental floss. I track down Selena in a bar before they do and pay her a visit. And before I get to tracking information, I can only gather Selena would make bank on OnlyFans and she may have had relations with everyone. Honestly, it would be like playing hula hoop with my wiener if I tried to suplex her back. Before a biker well past his prime shows up and asks for a handout until Selena saves me. She is infuriated I didn't take care of the problem properly as I tell her Oswald is coming for that hyperlordosis.
He goes by Penguin.
Penguin? Shit. You should have just killed me on that rooftop. I'm dead anyway.
Okay, no way a British dude named Penguin is all that scary. All I can imagine is those British gangster wannabes doing the Club Penguin default dance. What, you afraid they'll drive by and throw knives at you?
Big deal across the pond.
Being tough across the pond is like running the basketball courts during recess at a kindergarten. While being a teacher, could just send Chuck E. Cheese and his boys to go show him who runs this side of the lake. I tell her we were friends, and after sauteing my ass, we agree to be allies because losing to a dude named Oswald Cobblepot who's British? Yeah, Logan Paul, you're gonna want to whip out your camera after that. She shows her promiscuous side, informing me she never had a co-worker she never, well, to get past YouTube's copyright system, slept in the same bed as, which is manageable before she claims she's toying with Harvey. Goodness me, I felt that like a shotgun to the chest. I'm so sorry for him. Anyways, my face is still vacant. Before she can start purring though, the British goons show up, but being British, me and Selena hit him with the play off tackle 1776, the one Tom Brady used to win the Super Bowl. After that masterful performance, I steal a poor dude's phone before escaping out back as the cops show up.
Are we alone? Let's get out of here.
She takes the alleyway as I hope Alfred didn't hear all that, sending the guy's phone information to the Batcave as Mayor Hill. I wonder what they're chatting about.
I gave you everything I have on Wayne. I've held up my end of the bargain, and I expect you to do the same.
Well, it seems someone doesn't have a use for his knees. Alfred says I might want to go as Bruce because Batman terrorizing a mayor before an election, well, that wouldn't go over too well as I heed his advice. That's it.
Sorry, the mayor's busy. Do you have an appointment?
Sweetie, I'll have you mining coal for the rest of your sorry existence if you don't let me through. I get into, oh my goodness, he's got Squidward after Krabby Patty thighs. Bro trying to jack off probably looks like hamstring stretches. A girl goes down to give him head, he's gonna think she disappeared like playing peekaboo with a baby. Wait, where'd she go? I give him the recording, but he claims ignorance, telling me that Cobblepot has him by the balls. Ah, of course, it's 2023. He could have a guy play peekaboo with him instead, even after giving him the files on me, the ones he seized from my apartment. It seems that Wayne Tower was built on land stolen from Cobblepot's family, and we are the ones who robbed his family blind. He agrees to help me make reparations if I join his campaign. What if I just lie?
I knew you'd see the light. It's time we really talked.
He starts spitting information on how Arkham Asylum was used as Gotham Siberia to hold political prisoners, a noble pursuit no doubt, drugging them, calling them criminally insane, before snatching their assets, and Oz's mother was one of their last pay. You know, I'm kind of starting to side with Oswald. Might have to accidentally misclick A instead of Q the next QuickTime event, though even that is difficult, I mean. Nobody's ever died in Telltale games before. He mistakenly believes we're allies now, and after my master Bait rivals even the most degenerate lolly hentai abuser, Hill bestows upon me the keys to the city before informing me he has to prepare for the debate. There's no way me lying worked. I ring up Alfred, telling him to increase security at the debate because Hill's thighs are looking extra juicy for Penguin right about now. Back at the Batcave, I find plans of the theater the debate is taking place in. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. You see, even Wayne calls Hill a snake. He's lying too! The cameras don't seem to have changed. God damn it, they're feeding us still images as I make my way to the theater. I switch off my voice changer to call Hart. What if I forget to do that? I tell him to get out of there, but he says he has something to tell me first.
But my advisors are telling me that I need to distance myself from you.
Is that not what I told you an episode ago? After taking my idea as his, he asks me not once but twice if he still can count on my money. Conveyor belt, as shrewd a politician as always, huh? On his knees, tongue sticking out, ready for me to blow my load in the form of coins like hitting the jackpot on the slot machine. He makes one last heartwarming remark before we cut to Gordon overlooking the auditorium as Gordon stands in salute, dick riding me to the fullest extent of the word. I inquire about his patrols. Okay, now I know this looks bad, but I had to grow my dummy arsenal, Jonah. I'm sorry. She came to help me, more so to get rid of the favor she owes me.
None of my men on the ground are responding.
That's no bueno. I throw out my high-tech drone and gear Gordon has never seen before.
We are seriously underfunded at the GCPD.
Sounds like a vote for Dent, Lieutenant.
These campaign commercials have gone wild this voting cycle. The guards have them hostage as I take them out and find the dead officers. Oh my god, hazard pay must be 6 figures minimum with how many dead cops I've seen this video. Just sending them into the meat grinder. Penguin walks out on it. Holy crap, bro tracks the food delivery guy without the app. Man looks like he's about to treat patients of the Black Death. Brother looks like he's about to consume an all-you-can-eat buffet at the local ant colony. Penguin reveals himself, killing the moderator. No! Who else will make sure no memes get posted in general? Earth's just lost its best defender, and after a moment of silence, they take Vicki Vale as the new moderator, with her pleading for mercy. Her life will be ruined, she can already feel the neck beard coming in, but Penguin, scum of society, shows no mercy. I plan and take out the guards as the debate is raging in the back, albeit with 3 more people defecating their undergarments more than usual. Eventually they put a Borderlands psycho on screen. He's part of the Children of Arkham as Vale is forced to drug both candidates to get them to tell Gotham what they're really thinking.
First off, we should incinerate the pool.
Bro's got the Argentinians who slept with the debate on in the background like... It's Dent's turn, but he has a heart of pure gold, but they put... Uh-oh.
Check 9.
Dad.
I thought your father was dead.
Subject 9, Esther Cobblepot. You've been declared criminally insane and committed to Arkham indefinitely as a ward of the state.
Please, I'll sell you the land. Please don't do this.
You had your chance. You should have made the deal we offered you. Give her the drug.
Thomas, we're friends. Our boys play together.
You were warned, Esther. You know I always get what I want. Commence the procedure. Give her a dose she won't come back from.
Yeah, shit would be less incriminating if I had a group photo with Harvey Weinstein and a bunch of women in comas who were confirmed underage. I swoop in, saving Vicki Vale first cause priorities. And then the Jolly Rancher mascot shows up, destroys my drones. How many steroids is this guy on? I've heard of trying to juke the drug test they give during the Olympics, but this guy probably has so much the machine just explodes when they try to test him. Hill was the one who gave the tape. How did this guy become mayor? His last words are admitting admitting to killing Thomas Wayne and Harvey. This is the free election win, just tied in the corner. But he just put on a show for the cameras, getting pistol whipped and, oh, my nose. Oh man, I sure wish I could help, but, oh, my nose is hurting really bad. I give Drax some electric shock therapy before Penguin takes Harvey hostage with the mask about to violate his prostate, where Selina's about to get, well, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I'm forced to save one of either Selina or Harvey. Bros before hoes. Still having time to save Selina afterwards as she gives me the stank eye and runs. I mean, she did get shot, she's kinda got a point. Penguin escaped, leaving behind his mask and syringe, ending off episode 2. Episode 3, Harvey is sulking as I congratulate him for winning the mayorship, even bringing flowers, although...
Selina's been a no-show.
Yeah, forget about her. She doesn't deserve you. He tells me he's been thinking about how Penguin made him look silly in front of the televised media. And in front of the Gotham bitches. Anyone would turn evil after that, as he's barely holding it together as Gotham Twitter's going insano style, calling him a pussy and the like, but I turn off the TV and we talk about how badly we got fucked in the debate. Hailing the moderator dead, the entire world knowing my funds are more illicitly gained than Pablo Escobar's, as he apologizing for distancing himself from— Dude, I'm the one who told you to do that. What are you apologizing for? Has the muscle infiltrated your brain? Is this the side effect TCLR subscribers can hope to gain in the future? Like, this is the 3rd time I've told him this was a great idea. After getting into the Candyman's truck once, twice, the 3rd time, the synapses have to start firing at some point. The bat's signal shows up. Yeah, I have a hernia that needs to be examined. I'll see you later.
What, already?
Sir, a man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Aw man, you know what? Duty calls. Bye. It is shocking how retarded everyone in Gotham is. No wonder crime's been this rampant. You'd think someone would start putting 2 and 2 together. I get to Lieutenant Gordon thinking he's cute. He is. Somehow the children of Arkham knew the cops were coming. It kinda makes you think.
That light has a bat on it, Jim.
Joker, you've got a mustache, Jim. Your coat is brown, Jim. Joker. I get a hard on every time Vicki Vale shows up on screen, Joker. I think he knows he's got a bat on that light, Bruce. He notifies me of Montoya, who was placed on Okay, I was kidding when I say— You know what? I can't even kid anymore, apparently. This video is literally what canonically happens in Batman, including Bruce being a dummy mommy furry. Montoya attempted to clear her name, so she went alone. Delusional. You think she got hit by a needle again? Retardation is a prime symptom of heroin abuse, after all. Crack game forever. After sending him after Cobblepot, he gets another tip on the mayor being under attack. I ring up Alfred, who tells Lucius, my IT head, to launch some drones to scour the city, but no bombing without my consent. I make the Obama calls.
Ooh, Joker.
You got a whole team or something?
Shut up, Gordon, before I get you arrested for that pedo stash. Now, could you imagine I selected Butler? There's gotta be like 5 people in all of Gotham who have butlers. Wouldn't take too long to find Batman at that rate. Lucy!
Batman, so listen.
Wait a
The first model was only equipped for visual surveillance.
It's him! I don't question his upgrades, as I know the level of urban will be more than what is required. I urban, you urban, he, she, me, urban. I get both feeds on how each person is doing.
Nobody move! This is the police!
Get her!
Yeah, I'm going to Dent. Montoya's just facing the consequences of going one-on-one with Darwin's theorem. Would be a waste, since a substantial increase in IQ would be required to remove her off the endangered species list. I hop out my car, disabling the side characters.
You think I'm scared of you?
He claims they know everything, like some sort of all-seeing eye, making me think the Illuminati's behind this. Excellent. All we have to do is find her alt accounts and it should be home free. She can't be too smart, I mean, she tried going one-on-one in the courtroom with an actual lawyer for copyright, like. Harvey gets pissy after I steal his secretary's dreams, but me hopping on his ride is enough to satiate him. Shaking his hand in an act of brotherly love. Afterwards, I get to Montoya, where an officer got injured because of a reckless action.
Sure could have used your help 10 minutes ago.
You needed a chin job 10 years ago. You got yourself into this mess. Now shut up and try not to get any more officers injured. I mean, good God, you walk into a group of 50 men like...
Nobody move! This is the police!
Get her!
One would have surmised you were an expert at what it is you do, but expecting them to just go, "Oh no, we surrender, officer." Like if you were wearing lingerie, then that might make sense, since the sight of you in a miniskirt is what we save for our worst enemies. Besides that, how did you think your invasion was gonna go?
Got away. Took one of our guys with him.
Go ahead. Say it. This is my fault.
It's your fault. What do you mean, ambushed?
Nobody move! This is the police!
Get her!
I tell him to shut off his comms, they've been compromised, taking a SIM card off one of the corpses. Telling Alfred Gotham PD has been compromised, but he can't make out the gibberish I sent him, forcing me to go ask Lucius. I get to Wayne Tower as some socialists are thinking I look pretty scrumptious right now, with even the security giving me the stank eye. The chairwoman is illegally in my office masturbating to a picture of my father. She says she came to tell me about the board meeting where they're voting to boot me as CEO before telling me our families have to flock together. Well, that flocking sure is weird. I think the term you're looking for is snakery and avoidance. I unlock the secret entrance, getting down to Lee, who tells me the butt plug they're sending my way would be too much for any non-adult star to handle, but I tell him not to worry. Anyways, he lets me in on the Children of Arkham finding a back door to Wayne Enterprises, a telecommunications giant. And I've been hacking in and hearing everything everybody is saying. You have a Wayne phone? Oh, you best not have been sending nudes, else Jimmy from the IT department start adding to his collection. He built his back door to help Batman monitor the city, so I have to tell the underfunded police department to get rid of all their high-end tech, well, semi-high-end tech. Gordon was shocked by a drone. He fortifies our comms and gets to kicking them out as we deduce we have an imposter among us. He's been cooking, though, a new drone, a sticky bomb, and gives me a USB to install to the Bat computer for added security measures. Regina tells me I've been axed and they're asking me to step down, else they won't make their quarterly profit goals of $10 million each and instead would have to settle for $9.5 million. I'm sure you understand. Don't worry about it. I needed a break. I'll be back in no time, as you say right here. Remember this. Who's my replacement?
Oswald Cobblepot. Bruce, old boy. Good to see you again.
Me and Penguin Cobblepot hug, but they've essentially done the Blizzard method, hiring a woman activist to get people to stop talking about the breast milk since his family did get his land stolen by my parents. She says he has a glowing resume, he's been arrested for heinous felonies. What do you mean glowing? Unless you mean glowing like a Ubisoft objective marker for every inmate in Guantanamo to have their way with him being British and all. Does my board not know how to operate Google? It gives me my present Alfred made from...
Alfred. Oh, how sweet. Graduation present? Surely we could let him take this along.
Alright, you think you're funny, Mr. Clean? Knowing he's up and I'm down, she hops on his cobblecock as I'm forced to leave the building. I decide Oz has had enough and go away quietly. Why are you manhandling me? Did I take the Second Amendment too literally and open carry my 2-incher? Lucius is furious, claiming he'll hand in his resignation too, but I know I have to leave my most urban weapon in place to spy for me. Back at the Batcave after another heartwarming scene with Alfred, I ask about Cobblepot, but okay, did everybody forget he had a mugshot photo shoot? I swear Cobblepot is like Tiananmen Square. He scrubbed everything and it didn't happen. I try to figure out where the children are targeting next. Forgetting Hill admitted to handing over the video evidence. Gordon disposed of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. Oz's dad was murdered before the election by the first triumvirate. Ironic as I go to warn Harvey. The secretary doesn't make the same mistake and lets me in, getting to Harvey who's losing it. He's pissed he won by my guy. Hill was gonna get the Ronald Reagan special. There's no way he would have won again.
First off, we should incinerate the...
I decide the optimal cure for his paranoia is to tell him his ops are always watching and listening. Don't worry, my methods may seem crude, but my dad was a doctor, I know what I'm doing. Unfortunately, ordaining something to be true doesn't work in this situation with his paranoia getting worse. He wants to let Batman off the leash, giving him an Uzi and ski mask and let him work, but that isn't the optimal solution.
Maybe you should... Don't tell Harvey what to do, Wayne!
Harvey, you sound kinda two-faced. His schizophrenia is safe with me as I find Vicki Vale to have gotten leaked footage of Borderlands 1 on crack coming in a couple of weeks. Knowing this could damage my bottom line, I go to corroborate the story before giving her the Nintendo special, but is Batman calling her up since I don't want the Gotham PD to find out I snitched for some pussy?
Can you scramble the line?
Right away.
Vale. Who is this?
Joker. We set a meeting at the park as she starts recording me. Joker.
Fine.
I ask politely about the interview as she admits journalism ethics is dying as everyone asks how Trump's butthole wardrobe malfunction's doing, not how Trump is doing. Tell me where you met and you may escape with your shins intact.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm not selling out a source. Not even for Batman.
Before going on a monologue about how I should be investigating Bruce, and even if his dad did all the nasty things, he still benefited from it as she got me on that point, but I still have a trick up my sleeve. She's reaching for a weapon!
Here. This is where we met for the interview. Just please, don't tell anyone I gave this to you.
Lick my butthole. I arrive at the SkyTrain depot, taking a look around, finding another dead officer, the one they kidnapped from before, as he was used as a test subject before an execution. No injection point though, leading me to believe they've manufactured the nerve agent in cannabistic form. A brilliant strategy. By the time you're finished, you're gonna have every single person aged 16 to 30 as your own little zombie army. An alarm is set for 27 minutes 13 seconds, but isn't counting down, and coincidentally, the busiest train station in Gotham is about 27 minutes away. Gathering more evidence by finding a barrel and the refined drug they gave Montoya, and an absorbing agent that increases permeability. It makes the drug enter through the skin in a gaseous form. I'm sure the rest you can figure out on your own as a train arrives and Psycho from Borderlands, who were supposed to be coming a few weeks from now, not today. And Catwoman is carrying more of the absorbing agent, but is taking hostage as the Psycho knows I'm here. It's pretty obvious who she is at this point. I call their bluff and it works as I start breaking some ribs and various other bones, as I can only imagine what's going on through the soldiers' heads when she tells them to go stop Batman. But Donatello got an upgrade tying a plasma gun to his bow staff? How does she have that OP of a weapon? Who made it? Is she on New Game Plus? We do get a cool sequence where Catwoman, after selling her out twice now, gives me a gadget to get a cool Batman flying scene, hitting her with the stun grenade, but they launch the train anyways. I place some sticky bombs and stop their plans though. Hold on, what could you possibly hope to gain by committing a terrorist act? What is the point of this? I mean, it's not as if getting the entire train station to admit to the time they tried pegging before is gonna end up redistributing the wealth or anything. They end up shocking me with a wire after failing to formulate a comeback as Catwoman lets Psycho get away and gets me into her apartment. I'm sorry, but my heart's already taken. You won't get me fair made. What the fuck is that? It's Tutankhamun coming back from the dead to shit on the new Cleopatra show. I'd ask for food since I'm probably starving right now, but well, that was open from before I walked in. I'll have what the cat's having.
The ceiling or the dirty underwear on the floor?
Lord, give me strength. I was not given strength. Tutankhamun had a show though, but he definitely rockoed my helmet, unfortunately, no question.
Man, that's a dude, dog. Your little nasty ass ain't picky, is you?
She offers me some bagel. I forgot to inform Alfred I was gonna be out late.
I stayed at Selena's last night.
Oh. Well, that certainly explains it.
You got something to say, Alfred?
I'm not judging you.
Sounded like you were.
I wouldn't dream of it.
In a completely unrelated topic, he recommends I search her apartment for clues, which I do, taking back my gear and taking hers too. Let's see how she likes it. And yes, I will help myself to her cream cheese bagel. After all, she stole some of my cream cheese last night. Uh-oh.
Harvey.
Oh.
Go, I'll go. But
Oh.
Tutankhamun just wants drama. I knew there was an Egyptian pharaoh in there somewhere. He looks too dead to be a cat.
I just came by to check on Selena.
What, with your pants off?
Trust me, Harvey, my father was a professional. It is pivotal. I show her my TCLR subscriber-induced cock for the treatment. It has a healing factor, you know.
Don't!
He starts playing Two-Face.
Stop it! Now you see. These aren't your friends.
Is this the new Gollum game everyone's talking about? He flips a coin before flipping out on me as I have him looking foolish before he breaks down, and after some personality shifting, the good Harvey wins out and he leaves. So round two. She agrees after some convincing and comes to move in at Wayne Manor as it's time for me to announce my resignation. She makes the point they are handing me a live mic after all, and I can use it to take down the company, go full kamikaze, just Pearl Harbor the bitch. At the speed. Oh hey. Makeup couldn't cover the 3rd-degree ass whipping I gave you. She gaslights me into being on my best behavior so she can bring me Oh, so it's not CEO now. Before you said Oz was temporary. What happened, Regina? I agree to cooperate, and as Oz gets to mocking me, I apologize, leaving him stun-locked as if the Monstar stole his speech. He continues the mocking, however, while I'm being introduced, asking if I want to know why Hill killed my parent.
I don't need to know why. Hill had them killed.
Well, I certainly didn't expect that.
Help, I thought this would come up again. It didn't. I'm told to stick to the teleprompter, and I do for the most part. Yeah, this is a PR stunt, by the way, and Cobblepot isn't a TCLR subscriber.
What are you doing? Thinks he's being cute, is what he's doing. Security!
Step back, Mr. Wayne.
That was quite a show you put on, Bruce.
Phil congratulates me and gets to sucking me off on the spot, finding out I'm a TCL.
Your pen?
That's not...
Your very self.
Yeah, it was obvious after Lady Arkham knew I was at the train station. This drug and her instigating...
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Causes Wayne to go berserk as he Oops, nope, end of episode 3. Episode 4, I have a wet dream that Vicki came and sat on my shit. Underwear, headache. I've been Cardi B'd. Oh, Jade. I look for a rape test, but all I met with is a camera and Netflix's new docudrama. Can a rich dude last a day in prison filled with people he put away unjustly? That's right, we've been put in Arkham Asylum. The guard comes in and denies me a constitutional... Never mind, I've been colonized. He gives me a taser for money as I'm forced to go 2-on-1 against some ops who want revenge. And I'm still feeling the effects of the orange juice.
Good. You like this? The welcoming committee has really gone downhill around here, hasn't it?
Joker. He seems nice in this story, even though bro looks like he just got done snorting a case of air freshener as the doctor walks in. You know, maybe if you were an actual doctor, you'd notice my veins are throbbing and visible. I guess Carlos was the father of psychiatry in Telltale's extended universe, huh? I take the side of my boy John Doe, telling the doctor I did this. She blames me for assaulting the people who had a taser and entered my cell room as I learned that John Doe was never given his actual name. During our walk, some poor man with ripped out taste buds asks for help, but the others tell me to let him suffer. He created a TikTok abomination. Yeah, I can't even lie. You've got to be a master prestige fat ass to be able to consume even half of that. Apologies, I didn't know. Some dude attempts to warn the president through fun, but they don't let you use that here lest you call your lawyers and get out. And we wouldn't want that now, would we? In the rec room, Joe tells me what the others are in for: home invasion, robbery, homicide, first degree, and various other drill rap lyrics. He goes to get a TV remote, handing me a key. Well, if I find a League of Legends loot box, I'll make sure to put this to good use. One dude threatens to stab me in a Tsukuyomi. I'm not sure what a mind knife is. All I can think of is... Fancy seeing you here, Jolly Rancher. Guess my shock device turned him into a vegetable.
Sorry, I can't talk right now. I gotta keep my eye on this guy.
My guy, he can use you as a toothpick. You ain't stopping shit. The key doesn't work for the cabinet as Doe tells me it's for the gate, while the mayor takes credit for my Batman's kill.
Double-crossing two-faced...
He said it! He said it!
Harvey has his own Gestapo now, with any revolutionary being given the title Jew and getting exterminated. But it turns out, Joker knows about Lady Arkham. He starts coming for what I did to Oz, and yeah, okay, I probably enjoyed it a little after using him as my professional boxing bag. Afterwards, he informs me that my dad won Cockblock of the Year, Dwight Howard was his birth name, and he popped both of Vicki Arkham's parents, who were going to commit the unconstitutional act of exposing his corruption. Also, he probably knows I'm Batman, proving John Doe was put in Arkham in the first place for unconstitutionally high brain function. I mean, I'm still flabbergasted nobody else has figured it out. He says he can get me out of here and get me a phone call, but he asks for one teensy tiny oh god. He's gonna ask me to eat his butt, isn't he? I knew that giant grin wasn't just for show. What that tongue do? Well, we're gonna need a 13th trial for Hercules if we ever have to find out. I seem to have no choice in the matter, especially if Batman stops fighting crime with Bruce in jail. Even this colony of high-functioning apes known as Gothrak would be able to figure things out pretty quick. So I agree, and Joker cuts Victor's face, who seems very peculiar about matching his body count to the number of scars. What are you, crazy? I'm getting out of here. here. I call up Alfred, who says they've prevented him from calling me as I tell him to send the lawyers, much to the joy of the John Doe, who tells me to find the Vales if I want to stop Lady Arkham's wrath. The doctor is furious I managed to call my lawyer squad as it's time to cook. She blames me for her shit show of a facility until...
Seems you have a visitor.
Get cooked, my lawyer's three-peat.
He needs extensive evaluation, treatment.
I think I'll get a second opinion.
As Alfred drives me home, I explain to him that my toilet seat adventures are over as she is now firmly an op before I get a call from the mayor. He claims that his Gestapo are there working tirelessly throughout the night to keep the peace, and money-grubbing people like me need to be locked in. Okay, he might unironically salute at a 45-degree angle. Despite his justifications, I know it's personal and tell him how sweet, warm, and wet Selena's pussy was.
You knew I was interested in Selena.
We come up to a checkpoint as the guy says he's gonna search my trunk for anything illegal while hiding a pocket filled with a white sugary substance behind his back. I try to play it gently with the pedestrians who tell me to go back to Siberia.
Bruce.
Shut up, Alfred! I can handle this!
He's going after Alfred, why I oughta? They start assaulting my vehicle and the officer offers me an accord. He'll tell the crowd I don't have Jewish heritage if I donate to his Save the SS fund. However, he doesn't have giant mommy milkers. That's for next week.
Damn, what is that, bro?
Also, if you remember in part 1 where I was talking about finding a meme for the Charizard piss thing, well, I found it. So I refuse his candescent bribery and ram the barricade, getting a sweet text from Selena while I'm getting shot at by the Gestapo. With Selena, Bruce is salivating for that pussy. Shit must be magical as she tries telling me about Harvey Hitler, but I can't focus. She says she's leaving before Harvey arrests her for anti-revolutionary activities and how she'll pop by the furry convention. Alfred says I should rest, but I tell him Dent's LARPing as Mussolini and we haven't done anything this episode. All I did was escape Arkham, really hitting a 3 to cut the lead down to 42. Oswald the commie scum redistributed my wealth. Vicky's thighs are still not crushing my face. This is no time to rest. We decide to create a specific antidote for me before anything. Help others? Alfred, I'm a billionaire. Do they have help others money? I analyze the drugs, and after playing Tetris 2, I have to unfortunately inject the drug as there is no snortable substance. The children have gone too far and made this personal. Injectable drug by a devout crackerist like myself, they'll rue the day. Alfred makes the case that not only did she string me along, make me inject my drugs, but also still hasn't sat on my face.
She's a monster.
Next step is to use Joker's info on her residence as I make my way to the Vales. At the Vales, I find that Chucky ran their fate and notify Gotham PD. I deduce that Vicki needed a new place to store her injectables, taking her father's company, but needed them out of the way so as not to object. She broke through and attacked the mother, but with no subscribe button in sight, she stood no chance before playing Got Your Eyeballs, a personal vendetta after grabbing her nose so many times as a foster child. The father witnessed this Stewie Griffin act and attempted to run, but she hit him with the "you must be out your goddamn mind" attack, extremely effective, increasing its efficiency by downing a few beers beforehand. We find someone else in the house, the boy from the photo. Quickly, tell me what traumatized you. Every event. I'm gonna need you to go into gruesome details. It is crucial for this investigation. He gives key intel on drugs and fuck the Oh no, it's worse than I could have possibly imagined. Vicki has Ice Cube on her side. I call up Alfred to secure the services of Super Hot Fire to help counter, but Penguin uses Wayne Tech to its fullest extent. My stun grenade is ineffective, evidently a flying ground type, but nothing can resist my shank attack. Quickly, boy, take a good look at your maimed parents to see if it jogs your memory. Gordon comes in and I inform him about Lady Arkham's alter ego. I tell Gordon to give a good home and that Ice Cube has joined the ops, instinctively emptying his bowels before the commissioner comes in, swinging his micro-chode around the crime scene, telling me to leave. Back at the Batcave, I take a look at the EMP that failed to fire, as it seems that Cobble Cunt found a way to get past Lucius's security upgrades. Nonsense, Lee. You did this just to give them a chance. Wouldn't be fun otherwise. Alfred tells me to check the news where Harvey Dent decides to double dip and declares me an enemy of the state before announcing his next 4-year plan, seizing my estate to be redistributed to the poor with the second stage reinstatement, where he clarifies that by poor he means the corrupt apparatus of the state, was unfortunately deafened by the collective prostates of every socialist in the country blowing out at the same time. I get to Harvey talking to himself, threatening him if he goes after Wayne.
You're not gonna break my legs, are you?
Depends, did you jaywalk? He starts talking about how Wayne was displaying anti-Soviet activity and that communism will undoubtedly work for real this time, but before I can ask where the Soviet Union is, he gets a call before...
Oh no, Joker. Don't tell me.
You already know, Mr. Batman. You know what I'm gonna do to that thing.
Do it. What did you do? Our Lady Arkham's drugs destroyed.
Man, we lost a bunch of our own guys. The apartment next door.
I mean, didn't think our own leader would blow up their own city. Kinda makes you wonder. This act of genocidal intent makes me weak in the knees and sticky in the pants, more so than any wet dream could possibly hope to achieve. He claims the police in Gordon are filled with enemies of the state and took care of him, showing his true colors. His well, I guess it's more like NKVD show up, but I get the Gordon info out of him and make my getaway. I get to Gordon just as he was found guilty for anti-Soviet activity, saving him from execution by firing squad. I grill him on the information Harvey had on the drugs, which I gave Gordon specifically, but he says the commissioner gave Harvey the information to secure his position in the new Grand Soviet. We decide that we need to launch the counter-revolution, getting him to take back the police precinct while I go to secure money from America, knowing they'll be shoveling money in my furnace to be used as firewood as long as I'm fighting socialist elements. Lucius calls and says Penguin has a big black box attached to the mainframe at Wayne Tower as he continues hacking my back tech, and only a matter of time before he takes control of the Bat computer, while Alfred calls and says the commies have arrived. I decide I have to go to Wayne Tower, else Penguin figures out who I am and tell Alfred to hold out as best he can. I sneak in and me and Lucius are able to sneak through the Penguin's office just as he gets to abusing his guards. We both make the claim that one is more urban than the other, and just as he gets to his villain origin story, he hacked my tech with his monocle. That settles it. I cannot lose to a British person. This fucker probably ate beans on toast for breakfast. While he says he can't lose to a furry without his technology, as we're both locked into a fight to the death over our egos, taking out his guards before he uses my own drone against me and forces us down the chute into Lucius's office. The Big Black Cube, or BBC, is in the final minutes of revealing my secrets to him as he puts on the boxing gloves. We get into a little kerfuffle, breaking each other's bones, proving himself formidable with the boxing gloves, but I prove myself ultimately superior in the art of internal bleeding. As one would ultimately surmise, winning another victory for the crack army against the vile needle users, finding out he jaywalked on his way to work today, forcing me to reprise my role as an enforcer of justice. One last curb stomp with a side of permanent brain damage later, I de-hack the computer. The cops show up as the episode ends with Harvey telling the NKVD to inform the press Wayne was reaching for a weapon. 5 days later, Gordon is being hunted as the news lets us, no, not Jack Ryder. Anyone but him. Who else is going to affirm my political beliefs and call the other side fascist? We deduce that Joseph Dent needs to go before making our way to the commissioner, who didn't clap long enough and is now paying the price for it. I decide the NKVD is a little tense, maybe leading to their current homicidal streak, so I calm them down with some electric shock therapy, free acupuncture, and a nice soothing massage. I make it to the commissioner, saving him before saving Montoya's attempt to make pandas look like the pinnacle of evolution. I unfortunately drop the soap, forcing the commissioner to wrestle with the would-be deflowerer, taking a bullet to the stomach for the cause. Gordon comes in acting furious. The commissioner is dead, like he ain't getting a promotion and a massive pay raise. Gordon gets a call saying Dent is executing political prisoners at Wayne Manor until Bruce shows up. I don't get a choice here, much like the new Soviet legal system Dent implemented, and have to go as Bruce Wayne to save the hostages. We get a flashback where Dent is trying to convince me how he needs to save our democracy and needs my money to help stop the other side from taking over, and how they're literally Hitler and the like, before Bruce deduces no man with a jaw like that could be evil. Well, he thought wrong. Agreeing to finance his campaign while flipping a coin to decide this election cycle or next. Coming back to the future, some deep story messaging made specifically for snobby game critics who sip wine with their pinky up and take antidepressants. Where the cop lives, much to the chagrin of Harvey, who's just using the coin as his conch shell at this point. I arrive, and with my saving of Wayne Tower, we have our equipment online as I try to get through to him before I'm forced to use the Obama Obama special. He goes through what we in the industry like to call mental illness, trying to decide whether he's Hitler or Stalin, but can't decide. I tell him to pick the good side and leave Vader's clutches, but he remembers I blasted Selina like a jackhammer out of control, flipping heads this time and killing the unlucky officer. The next guy gets the lucky swinging of the pendulum, making good use of it, but not the same can be said for Deborah. I call him various remarks, informing him of how real men with giant cocks don't let coins decide for them, but he ignores me as Deborah gets another lucky roll. I make my attack and move in, but he takes the news guy hostage. Well, it seems Wayne subscribes to the belief that hostages are just another added difficulty in target practice, as Wayne completely ignores the safety of the news anchor, taking a pot shot at Harvey, telling him to calm down, finally getting through.
Two-faced move, I know. A bullet in the head, or one in the heart. I'm feeling pretty good about those odds.
I'm having such a hard time choosing, they're both so appealing. Give it back. No. I'm taking away your plaything. Now tell me, if I put baggy clothes on a goth girl with daddy issues, does she have thick thighs or not? Thick, of course. How would you know?
Bruce, I can't decide.
After the conundrum of Schrodinger's thighs broke Harvey, I am able to secure victory, sending him to Arkham Asylum for real help this time, unlike my father. The news anchor asks if I'm a TCLR subscriber, immediately whipping out my elongated, thickened enhancement as he immediately starts sucking before one of the psychos goes crazy and attacks me. About as much mental function as a retarded chicken, but with his dying breath he claims Lady Arkham is gonna clear low diff. Back at the Batcave, Albert gives me some of his old people candy, forcing me to get new grills after my previous teeth failed to break the impervious rock-hard exterior. I'm reinstated as CEO of Wayne Enterprises after I hung the penguin and begin cross-referencing data, finding out he is one with the Microsoft Paint. I decide to make a hologram of Miss Vale before positioning my mouth right on. I find out she wanted to change Gotham through her twisted sense of justice with her mask-inspiring fear. Well, more so foreshadowing for 2 weeks from now.
Not unlike Batman.
Yeah, she's just like me, for real. She was digging deep to find out who was actually sick and not just a political prisoner, as well as a list of every landmark in the city. Wait a minute. Selina stole my shit?
She was sucking your soul from the front and funds of the company out the back.
Bruce is still in denial. Assuredly, it was a nope, skeleton key bypassing any security system made by Wayne Tech. That's like if Microsoft had a key allowing you to access nudes of everybody on the planet. No living man or woman should be bestowed with that much power. I go block off Selina and question her, but she claims I stole something from blasphemy. It was a tax cut. A tax cut! She asks why she should give it back for my noble intentions when she could make bank.
Catch.
She admits that everything from Harvey to weaning my wiener off its daily dose of seminal fluid was all a ruse to get close and steal my stuff, so I do the only thing that can save this situation. And my ego.
Cat got your tongue? Luckily, the job's over now. Just leave it all behind. Do something more meaningful with those skills of yours. You don't need the money, but think of the fun. It'll be good to put some distance between us. After all, look at what happened to Harvey. It'd only be a matter of time before I crossed one of your lines. Isn't that right? My copy of the Boy Scout Handbook is out of date. I'm bound to break some rule. Then we both know what would happen. Looks like we're back where we started when we first met on that rooftop. Enemies. Good. Because I need you to understand something. You are just a job. A frustrating, if sometimes entertaining job. And that job's done. I'm done with you. It's not complicated. I'm not a good person. I'm certainly no hero, and I don't want to be. I'm a thief. That's all I am. I told you that from the start. I never pretended to be anything else.
You're right. You're a thief. And nothing more.
Glad we agree. There's one good thing to come out of this. Now I know I was right. You really are just like everyone else. Can't wait to get out of this place.
That direct hit from the Andrew Tate playbook. I felt that all the way back here in my room. Well, it's more so the Fresh and Fit playbook.
Bruce, Lady Arkham, she's here. I tried to keep them out, but...
Alfred?
Alright, well you can put that on r/instant karma. I get to our pool room thrashed as I make the quick deduction that Alfred challenged Lady Arkham to a game of pool where his incredible moves would have gotten him the win until she revealed a nip slip on the last shot, throwing off our old man's game and taking him captive as a result. He fought back hard though as I find a picture out of place. God damn it, my OCD is acting up. There's a username and password behind it with a cool line.
Sword Reckoning. You have no idea.
The username ended up being an alpha test code for the new Call of Duty, but it's live service, so the sheer dog shit made me throw up and get back to focusing on finding Alfred. Me and Lucius team up as we'll need the urban powers of Lee for this one, noticing Alfred's glasses keep falling out. Wait a minute. I'm rich. They should be perfectly fitted. He's trying to tell us something. We use the reflection images to recreate the entire room, finding bits and pieces before figuring out that only a select few houses in Gotham match what was shown, with one of them be the Vale house. Honestly, we should have just went there first. It seems too obvious not to check out. Lucius grants me the Batman suit Mark II as we hop in and get to cooking. At Vale residence, I dodge a trap, finding Alfred's DNA on the scene as Bruce gets pissy before finding a misinsight on Vale's part, removing the wall in. This is a torture chamber.
Someone cooked here.
With shackles, belts, and drawings, figuring out that Vicki's foster parents made Ted Bundy look like a champion of the soup kitchen. I guess we know why she hung her dad and gouged out her mom's eyes. The other child was black too, so you know the only reason they adopted him was to reenact pre-1865 America. Wouldn't be all too surprised if we found cotton balls laying around here. I find a clue Alfred left me using my hologram's purple chalk, and with my purple light sensor I find a cute little drawing in the words Arkham Asylum. I know where she's taking him. The children of Arkham have taken over as my goal is to find Alfred while Commissioner Gordon gets to cooking the inmates. I find Vicki.
Tell me where Alfred Pennyworth is. The butler.
Yes, you're finally getting it. Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Has a bat on his people.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
I try to tell her we're the same, bro, and I'm sorry about what your parents did to you, but she takes my momentary lapse in judgment from what her 2077 bow staff does to make her escape and release all the prisoners. The others I put here want a rematch, but I decide to give them the mental help they so desperately need, restarting their operating systems, followed by a good old noggin jogging for the ones who resisted, because like a Windows update, you're left without a choice. I break into the rec room where the doctor and guards are about to be making serious money from the lawsuit. Lawsuit? Whew, that was close. Jumping onto Lady Arkham. You know, I've kind of come down with the sniffles. I don't think it would be advantageous for my face to cosplay a toilet seat. The Russian jumps on me as I hit him with the 1991 capitalism super slam. John Doe is just sitting there watching and offers to shake my hand. God damn it, let me shake his hand. This man throughout the entire game has been an average my boy recipient. He didn't do anything this prison break, just drinking from his cup as the GCPD show up and handle the troublemakers. With them taking control of the inmates, I go to locate Lady Arkham. Okay, she's seeing ghosts. I think this is unironically someone poking fun at Demi Lovato. I mean, all my other jokes turned out to be true. So I guess it is canon that— shit, I forgot she was on New Game Plus. In the underground, she says the only way to get back at Thomas Wayne is to kill his son's butler. Demi, just get back on your meds. I dodge her traps while she gives her spiel about how Wayne is rich and needs to be eaten and that mob justice can be sort of based. I find Vicki who now you want me to remove my mask so you can sit on my face. Really? Hell no, you had your chance. Running into a cathedral where she has Alfred, and as I get to freeing it—
above you!
She wonders why I care about him so much and says one step closer and I'll hit him, giving me a choice between taking my mask off or Alfred getting it.
You're only a piece
in the bigger game, but you're the only piece
He gets blasted and is concussed as me and Vicki get to one last showdown. A vicious brawl where I get the upper hand, but her reckless attacks cause the pillars to combust. A strong fight scene where Demi proves her urbanness to a certain extent, while perhaps being able to actually see ghosts who tell her how to attack. There's no way she goes blow for blow with Batman without her weapon. After one strong hit to the jaw and what looks like choreography from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, might have caused her processing centers to shut down as she tries a head-on assault while I have her weapon. Okay, yeah, she is Demi Lovato right now. And of course, sending off the Unga Bunga fight scene for P-brains such as myself with some symbolisms for the game critics to enjoy in between their antidepressants. I managed to save Alfred, but can't say the same for Lady Arkham, who meets a fate worse than well, it is death. The next week, Vicki Vale is still missing. Oh, I wonder what happened to her. Well, Patchy the Pirate asks if Miss Kyle will call back. Yeah, after that damage, I think not. Alfred is still injured, but he's family, goddammit. I wouldn't trade you for anything while he consoles me after the events of the last few days, reminding me some good came of it, despite the numerous casualties, the fractioning of the police force like it was a math problem. If the children of Arkham took 5 slices out of an 8-slice pizza, how many slices are left type of thing. The city is torn and leaderless as Gordon announces a press conference to tell the city we can pull through this, the usual kind, and I decide to go as Bruce Wayne to gain some of my public image back. I arrive at Commissioner Gordon's speech, and he loves that I'm here, but finds it strange Batman didn't show. Yes? Gordon gives a speech followed by me about preserving democracy, the other side is communist, and is deep-throating a foreign adversary, that type of thing. Deciding to improve Arkham Asylum and give up my new mental health facility. You know, with this being such a big sticking point, you'd think it would be something in the water causing this many crazies. Like Flint, Michigan, but instead of, well, honestly, whatever the fuck they have in there, I still have no idea. There's radioactive waste. Yeah, it's just like one day residents wake up like Peter Parker and find out they have Alzheimer's or some shit and decide to destroy Gotham for whatever reason. Afterwards, a news van rams me, but I dodge just in time as the buff teacher from Pokemon Scarlet hops out, but I hit him with Mach Punch, proving to be super effective. The game ends with John Doe's gamble of not trying to escape earlier turning out to be the right call, as he is free now, probably because he was the only inmate who didn't try to kill the staff, and he has one owed favor. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on future content, and check out these videos for more crackery. See y'all next time. Peace.